Let's start by focusing on the task that the question gives us. I don't care really about the bullet points. I want to know what bullet points they're going to want me to care about. So we got to focus first on the question. The student wants to introduce the novel to an audience already familiar with Bharati Mukherjee as a person. Okay, so introduce the novel, and they've got to be already familiar. So there's two goals here, right? 1 and 2. So obviously 1 is the easier goal. They talk about the novel. That's probably easy to accomplish. So we can look at these little bullet points, but honestly, it's really the choices that matter most. So Mukherjee was an Indian-born author of novels and short stories. Okay. She published the novel The Holder of the World, 1993. A central character in the novel is a woman living in 20th century United States. Another central character is a woman living in 17th century India. So these are all just like kind of descriptions of the book and of her. So A, Bharati Mukherjee's settings include both 20th century United States and 17th century India. Well, that does not introduce the novel, so that does not accomplish goal number 1. In addition to her novel, The Holder of the World, which was published in 1993, Indian-born author Bharati Mukherjee wrote other novels and short stories. Maybe. I guess it's talking about the novel. I don't know that it's introducing the novel. It's not really saying anything about it. But maybe it's giving us more information about her. If we're though we're supposed to be already familiar with her, so we don't need information that she wrote other things, right? So that's probably information that if we're already familiar, we would have. So I'm not going to eliminate this, but I don't feel like it's accomplishing these goals in a meaningful way. See, Bharati Mukherjee's novel, The Holder of the World, centers around 2 women, one living in 20th century United States and the other in 17th century India. Well, that's definitely introducing the novel. And it's talking about Mukherjee as if we kind of just already know who she is, that she's already an author, she's got maybe other novels. So that seems maybe pretty good. Definitely talks about the novel more, so that seems to accomplish that goal. Let's look at D. The Holder of the World was not the only novel written by Indian-born author Bharati Mukherjee. Well, again, it's not really introducing the novel in any meaningful way, and it's kind of just describing Mukherjee. Of course we would know that she's written other things if we're familiar with her. So C is going to be the best answer here. It's really important to understand what they mean when they say something like already familiar, and sometimes other questions will say the opposite, that we're not familiar. And so what would that mean in terms of like what information we would find valuable? Saying someone is an author is not going to be useful if I already know that she's an author, right? So that's a good example of a piece of information that might be in the bullets, but that might not be important for me to accomplish the goals of the question. So as always, the bullets are important, but the question for these outlines is much more important. We need to know which bullets to care about, so it's really important we understand right away which goals we're being given, because that is the focus of the answer choices.